For us, please. All right, please. You please.
We could never imagine while making this film that those two would not be with us today. We didn't even think that they wouldn't be here at this first showing of their film. For us, that was an absolutely impossible way of acting on part of the Iranian government. You asked a question about Big Brother. Well, I mean, you're from Africa, you said. Is that correct? Yes. I also work as a translator, and I have heard of a Chikobi Omaya, whose work I've translated. I have actually concluded that even in Nigeria, in Ukraine, in Gaza, or in Germany, everywhere there is violence. I hope you no longer have that in your own country. It is normal that when you feel this situation in our country towards women, that you're not happy. But of course, I would rather talk about the film and what the film is all about. The two characters, the main characters in this film, are both people who are on their own. If they're sitting in a restaurant and sort of look at each other, but the role I am acting is a role of a person sitting alone in a corner. And this loneliness for an aging person is something which is difficult to cope with. And I think this film is very much also about loneliness. And I believe it's only love that will help overcome loneliness, being on your own. And I think the two people never thought they would develop feelings like this for each other. And yet, in the course of their developing relationship, there are feelings, there is love, which makes them come alive again, which makes them regain their joie de vivre. And I think that this is something important. While being alone, they find someone also to master these difficult situations in society and jointly overcome it. This is one of the most important moments where they tell each other this. It's been one of the most important nights of their lives, of their being together. And they bake a cake, which they then share. And that's why the film is called My Favorite Cake. We made the decision to film the way we did before the protests. You say 45 years I've been involved in cinema. And the Iranian audience, they've often laughed when they saw a woman go to bed wearing a hijab. It's impossible that a woman misses her son, and in the film they can't hug and touch each other. And 45 years, everybody just laughed at this. How could this be? Maybe now this is over. We would love to show the world the way it is. This film is a film which deals with Iranian matters and Iranian women, yes, but the idea was not to break through censorship. If you are portraying an elderly woman who's in love and then doesn't have to be a good-looking woman. It can be that it's just an old woman who may be a bit overweight. It doesn't have to be always the focus on beauty when you just don't show a hijab. There are so many things we haven't seen in Iranian cinema. There is so much in society, in Iranian society, we haven't yet put on the screen. I think there is also one unwritten rule in our society, namely that once a woman gets older, she isn't falling in love anymore. That is another one of these presets which we've broken through in this movie. And if we take it all together, everything that you see in literature, films, in art, and all the rules we've really smashed, and all the standards we have turned on their heads, well, there is still a lot to be done.